It was very chaotic today, a bit of a mess to be honest,
With the safety car on track in Australia, Hamilton pulled a move that had Verstappen fuming down the radio. His complaint fell on deaf ears as he was quickly overruled, not that it really mattered as the Dutchman went on to win the race. Like numerous F1 rules, safety car procedures and driver adherence has sparked angry debates amongst fans and drivers alike. Join us as we explain why Max was overruled in Australia, a fresh perspective from that fateful safety car incident in Abu Dhabi that saw Hamilton's 8th title snatched from his tight grip, and new comments from Masi himself.
And the Australian Grand Prix is go! Good reaction time for George Russell!
At the Melbourne GP, where fans were treated as 3 red flags and consequent safety cars. It was the third and final safety car release that had Max Verstappen once again spark controversy. Max went on to win the Aussie race, but said post-race, "Of course, very happy to win the race, but I think the race itself toward the end was a bit of a mess with all the calls. Unless it was on the lap returning to the pit lane, drivers are typically expected to maintain a distance of no more than 10 car lengths from the safety car. In Australia, following an early red flag period, the safety car was leading the field for 1 lap before returning to the pits, and the race was scheduled to resume from the grid. However, this caused confusion. Verstappen questioned Hamilton's actions via team radio over the incident and ordered his race engineer Gianpiero Lambiase to report an alleged infraction to the stewards after claiming Hamilton was further than 10 car lengths behind the FIA vehicle. Mate, this is more than 10 car lengths, check it. But replays later showed that Hamilton's slow pace had caused drivers in the lower order to become entangled with one another at the turn 6-7 chicane.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that! You've got Magnussen through the gravel.
The FIA stewards reviewed the restart procedure, but they, in uncharacteristic speed, determined no further action was necessary. FIA Sporting Regulations Article 51.11. If track conditions are considered suitable to resume the sprint session or the race from a standing start, the message standing start procedure will be sent to all competitors using the official messaging system at a time no later than 1 minute, signal detailed in Article 58.5. When the clerk of the course decides it is safe to call in the safety car, the message standing start will be sent to all competitors using the official messaging system. All FIA light panels will display SS, and the safety car's orange lights will be extinguished. This will be the signal to the competitors and drivers that the safety car will be entering the pit lane at the end of that lap. At this point, the first car in line behind the safety car may dictate the pace, and if necessary, fall more than 10 car lengths behind it. As the FIA is approaching the pit entry, the FIA light panel will be extinguished. Although the FIA prioritizes safety when halting a race, the standing restarts after a red flag undoubtedly contribute to the excitement and spectacle of the event. The drivers have indicated their plan to address this issue with F1 and the FIA ahead of the next round in Baku. However, the confusion and turmoil in the recent race highlighted a clear lack of transparency in the criteria that prompt the deployment of a safety car or a red flag, especially in the latter parts of a race. The F1 and FIA have always strived to prevent races from ending with cars following the safety car in a queue. This objective influenced the decision-making process during the Abu Dhabi race in 2021, where the race director Michael Masi made some improvised decisions that led to significant consequences. The usual safety car protocols were not followed, and a last-lap showdown was staged to determine the outcome of the intense championship battle between Hamilton and Verstappen.
A first World Championship for Verstappen. Is it going to be an 8th World Championship for Lewis Hamilton?
These decisions ultimately prevented Hamilton from securing his 8th championship title and ensured Verstappen's first win. After the Abu Dhabi race, many people agreed that a red flag should have been displayed at the time, and the FIA investigated the incident and determined that there was human error. As a result, Michael Masi was removed from his position as race director. He made his first return to the F1 paddock recently and witnessed the outcome of his decisions. It is apparent that since the incident in 2021, there has been a clear tendency to display the red flag earlier rather than later. Masi still maintains that fans have their perspective and are entitled to their view. He responded to the views of others regarding the incident that significantly impacted his career and the sport. I respect any view, and it's not for me to comment on what they do or don't think. Masi also expressed his openness to discussing the matter if approached, and stated that he has always been open to such discussions. And if I'm approached to have a discussion, I'm open to it, and always have been. In a new interview, safety car driver Bert Maylander spoke of Hamilton's sneaky tactic, which gives safety car drivers a headache. Lewis always hides a bit behind the car, Maylander told Auto, Motor and Sport. You always have to look into the blind spot. Where is he? He then went on to say that after the events that unfolded on the final lap in Abu Dhabi, he had to take some time to process what had just happened. I walked through the hospitality area with my helmet on my head and sat down at the back of the harbour first. I had to be on my own first, think what just happened. Following the days post-race, Maylander was indecisive as to the final outcome. It seems F1 rules confuse even those right in the mix. I just wanted to decide for myself. Do I like it or not as it was? A few days later, I said no. Everything was actually fine the way it happened. Both teams deserved to be champions. Max was clearly the lucky one in the end, and the team did a great job throughout the year, as did the others, of course. But the last bit of luck was missing for Lewis. That's just the way it is in sports. The post-race interview in Abu Dhabi left a lot of fans feeling proud of Hamilton on how he handled the infamous moment. But the impact of the incident is still evident and has, in fact, been further amplified since then. In March of the following year, changes were inevitably made regarding the car rules in such circumstances as Abu Dhabi's final. And so, the doorstop of a rulebook is forever being evolved. Silver Arrow's George Russell has voiced his frustration. I don't really know what's going on with some of the decisions at the moment. We're all trying to work together with the FIA to improve things, but it's seemingly a bit of a challenge. The Monza race last season ended with the safety car leading the field, which prompted fans to boo as the drivers took the checkered flag, and Charles Leclerc was denied a chance to win for Ferrari. With Daniel Ricciardo stuck on the side of the track and several cars behind the safety car, and race leader Max Verstappen, the FIA adhered to the regulations, allowed back markers to pass, and waited before calling in the safety car, ultimately ending the race. It always brings memories back, but it is what it is, Hamilton acknowledges. But it seems the demand for entertainment is part of the steward's agenda in making decisions. Verstappen's complaints are ironic given his previous safety car tactics. In both Bahrain and Jeddah in 2022, Verstappen drew alongside Leclerc as they approached the final corners before the restart once the safety car had moved ahead to return to the pits. Sounds familiar. But controversy with safety car procedures continued to plague former F1 drivers. Former F1 driver Tiff Needle recently took to social media to hit out at the FIA after the safety car was deployed during the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So the safety car was deployed because the GPS said Stroll was still on track, and the 300 screens and cameras in the steward's mission control didn't tell them otherwise. As Alonso said post-Melbourne GP, for us maybe it was a different opinion, but as I said, the FIA are the only ones that have all the cards in the table. We trust them and we try to keep on going. With all the changes of the FIA and recent controversy, do you think they're fit to oversee F1? Let us know.